Welcome, everyone. We're going to start in just a few minutes. I see so many of you logging on. That's wonderful. If you've been to our open home before, you kind of know how it works. So if you'd like to go ahead and click on that chat feature, then at the bottom, make sure you're clicking on all panelists and attendees so you can chat with the entire group. We'd love to hear where everybody is from. So please click on that chat and type in your name and where you are from. I'll start it out. I'll just tell you, I'm Molly and I'm from Minneapolis. We're just going to keep chatting here for another couple of minutes while people are coming in. Welcome, Anne from Massachusetts. It's so great to have you. Now I'm not being able to keep up. We have Trisha from Arizona. Welcome. Good to see you. Richard and Lola, welcome. How many of you have visited one or more of our homes? As you're in that chat, go ahead and let us know which homes you have been to. Myself, I've been to Guatemala, El Salvador, Mexico, the Dominican Republic, and Honduras. And welcome, Rose. We have a lot of Scottsdale, Arizona attendees. That's wonderful. Richard's been to Miacalan. And Roger and Judy from Seattle, thank you for joining us tonight. It's good to see you. Heather from Chicago has been to the DR, El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras. Wow, you've been to a lot of the places. It looks like Rose has been to Mexico. We have Anne, welcome Anne, and she has been to Nicaragua twice. I'm jealous, that's the home I haven't been to yet that I would love to get to, hopefully in 2021. Is there anyone that has joined us that is brand new to NPH that hasn't been to our homes? Please use the chat feature and let us know. Part of tonight's episode, we have Miguel Venegas, who is the Executive Director of NPH International. He's joining us, and he's going to share with us some of the traditions that our homes have to celebrate Christmas. So we're really excited for that. Does anyone know what a posada is? It starts tomorrow and it lasts for 9 days. The posada commemorates the journey that Joseph and Mary made from Nazareth to Bethlehem in search of a safe refuge where Mary could give birth to the baby Jesus. He's going to talk a little bit more, Miguel is going to share a little bit more about how the homes celebrate the posadas. And just want you to know that we are taking donations tonight throughout the entire episode and tomorrow. All of tonight's donations will support the food program for all of our homes. The donations will also support one very special dinner in just over a week, Christmas. You can make your contribution at nphusa.org/openhome, or you can click on the link that's in our chat feature. It just went up there. It's also one of the very first chats as well, if you want to reference it. It's who else do we have? Anne, you have, you've been to all of them except for Bolivia. Oh, you've been to Bolivia instead of the DR. Wonderful. Let's see, I think we still have a few more people joining us. So looks like we will go ahead and get started here. So hi, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening. My name is Molly Boyum, and I am the Chief Development Officer for NPH USA. And on behalf of all the staff here, we hope you and your families are safe and healthy. Welcome to the 7th episode of the NPH Open Home Series. The first 6 episodes brought us to Honduras, Bolivia, El Salvador, Mexico, the Dominican Republic, and Guatemala. Today, we are hosting our holiday episode with Miguel Venegas, the Executive Director of NPH International. And our moderator, back by popular demand this evening, is Casey Guevara-Lehker, who is the Director of International Engagement for NPH USA. He has traveled to many of our homes in the past 3 years. Before we get started, I have a couple housekeeping items to share with you all. There are icons that appear when you hover your mouse at the bottom of your Zoom window, like chat and raise hand. If you have a comment, please click on the chat. We would love to hear from you. Again, I said it earlier, but I want to say again, we're taking donations throughout the episode and of course tomorrow. All of tonight's donations will support the food program for all of our homes. The donations will also support one very special dinner in just over a week, Christmas. And you can make your contribution at nphusa.org/open home, or you can click on the link in our chat feature. And in just a minute, you will meet Miguel and Casey. But before then, we have a short video introducing you to Miguel. So without further ado, welcome to episode number 7 of our Open Home series.
I am Miguel Venegas, Executive Director for NPH, also known as Nuestros Pequeños Hermanos. And actually, I am the product of the NPH philosophy developed by our beloved founder, Father William Wasson. In many ways, my story is a typical NPH kid story. I arrived at NPH when I was 14 years old with my 2 siblings. And it's a sad but a common story where we live. My mother passed away when I was very young, and my father could not take care of us. So NPH took us in. And over the next 10 years, NPH helped me to learn, to grow, to evolve, to break the cycle of ignorance, to break the cycle of poverty. And I stayed at NPH. I went to the university in the US, and then I came back. I joined the management team, and here I am. And I'm very proud of the work that we do and the thousands of children that we help.
Bienvenidos y bienvenidas. Welcome everybody to the 7th episode of the Open Home series. I'm your host, Casey Guevara-Lehker, Director of International Engagement here at NPH USA. And I could not be more excited to be here with all of you today, and with especially my friend, Miguel Venegas, Executive Director of NPH International. Miguel, so happy to have you here today. Welcome to the program.
Great to see you, Casey. Thank you for having me today. And I'm really, really happy to be here.
Good. I'm glad. We're so glad to have you. Of course, I wish we could be doing this in person. Cannot wait for the time when we can finally see each other in person. But what a year it's been. It's been a year full of challenges, and not only have they been experienced here in the United States, but really globally and around the world. No more so in many ways at our homes at NPH. So you have a very, I believe, unique perspective into some of the challenges that NPH has faced over this last year. Again, from COVID to hurricanes, really, it's been a difficult and challenging year. So maybe we start by kind of, talking about that. I think our listeners and those of you that are tuning in today wouldn't mind maybe hearing from Miguel a little bit about a year in review, if you will, Miguel.
Yes, thank you, Casey. And as you said, 2020 has been difficult for many of us, but there is also much to be thankful for. And despite the struggle in this year, we stayed together as a family. Mm-hmm. And we have honored Father Watson's true mission and purpose, and that is to create family, right? Mm-hmm. And be family. And despite the struggles, we remained as a family. And that's really great, Yeah. And we have the COVID-19. COVID-19 caused a lot of damage, to the entire world, including NPH.
Yeah.
And we're very, very concerned because, as you know, we have large populations in our homes, right? So can you imagine trying to prevent the virus to come into our homes
Mm-hmm.
and infect everyone, have an outbreak because of, we're very close to each other. So, I just want to say we're very fortunate to have our Dr. Edwin Villasillo, our Director of Medical Services, and his team of doctors and nurses that have been able to manage this virus in a very positive way, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have implemented protocols to prevent and protect our children and staff, and I'm very, very grateful for that. When we started the COVID to face the COVID-19, we had to change our focus.
Yeah.
As you know, we have our strategic plan
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
and our organizational goals, right, for 2020. But we had to stop and prioritize our efforts.
Yeah.
I mean, we had to do something different, right? So our priority, Casey, was four focus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Individual and public health. We needed to focus on preventing and protecting our population of children and staff. And we started to set up the health protocols that Dr. Edwin Villasillos helped us, to implement. And by the way, I want to take advantage right now to thank everyone, especially all those people in the homes who kept the homes running and kept the children secure and kept the children fed and safe.
Yeah. What amazing commitment.
Right?
Amazing
I
commitment.
mean, that's just amazing. And the second focus was mental health, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had to set up the quarantine, and quarantine has been a struggle. What does that mean? Sacrifices of the caregivers. Caregivers will go to the homes, with their own
Sure.
family,
Mm-hmm.
and they will come back. And when they come back, we put them on a quarantine in a place where they would not have contact with the children.
Mm-hmm.
15 days for 15 days, right? And
Wow.
so, and then, okay, once you are out of the quarantine, you move out of the quarantine and then be with the kids for another 15 days, sometimes even 3 weeks. So can you imagine 2 weeks of quarantine plus 2 weeks or 3 weeks working with the kids? It was just exhausting
Yeah.
for the caregivers, right? So,
Yeah.
in some cases, we had a tia, a caregiver that had 3 children of her own, right?
Yeah.
And the husband lost his job, and he had to stay home to care for the children. And I'm talking about young children. So this is just one case of many, many caregivers who really need right now to be thankful, to be appreciated,
Yeah.
uh, because of all the sacrifices that they did. So I'm feeling grateful for that.
Yeah.
The third focus was financial health.
Mm-hmm.
Our local and international fundraising efforts were being affected. There are fundraising activities, as you know, that require travel. Remember,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
and we needed to meet in person, and all of that was gone.
Mm-hmm.
So we were focusing we needed to do something. We were focusing on adjusting our expenses and preparing for the worst. I just also want to take advantage of this time to thank all of you who are on the show, because you continue to strive to make sure you continue to talk about the good work that we're doing and support us financially. So I'm so grateful for the people who join us here, and to you, Casey, and to everybody who has been just so great in trying to be creative. How do we
Yeah.
do that? How do we change the travel or the gala? Remember,
Yeah.
the
Right.
face-to-face
Yep.
events, and so very creative ways. So thank you for that.
Yeah. Of course. Of course.
And
And the staff
Casey,
here. Mm-hmm.
and finally, what is the other focus? The sense of family. how do we continue with a sense of family in this time of uncertainty, right? And as I mentioned, we maintain a sense of family. University students who were studying in university in the city came back to help the home and to help in positions that the staff had left, either because they were, they needed to go back, or they were feeling symptoms and they needed to stay away. And so there were a few caregivers. So how do we cover those positions? University students. That's where you feel
Wow.
the sense of family,
Wow.
the sense of responding right to the need.
Responsibility. And that's a very common theme that we've heard, through the previous 6 episodes of the Open Home series. It seems that we heard time and again how this family was rallying around those core pillars of NPH: love, work, responsibility, service, and sharing. I mean, that seems to, again, time and again, this was critical to our response, and in a way that we just came together and have been able to come together as a family. And I think that's an amazing story, and really appreciate, again, as you're saying, Miguel, so many kind of unspoken names and unspoken heroes that are out there at the NPH homes that are helping out. And that includes the kids, that includes the university students. So again, it's been a challenging year, and it didn't stop there. It didn't stop at COVID. I mean, we just went through hurricane season, and there were 2 significant hurricanes, Eta and Iota, I believe. I think you might have a better pronunciation of it than I do, Miguel. But again, what a challenging situation.
Yeah, no. Thousands of families were affected. They lost their homes and their belongings, and consequently, they didn't have anything to eat or drink. But the countries that were affected: Honduras, Guatemala, and Honduras, and Nicaragua.
Right. Nicaragua.
Right. And Nicaragua was able to provide support with blankets, food, medicine to around 20 families, right? Some people were affected in Nicaragua, and they will continue to do so. Guatemala, it was a bit more complicated for Guatemala, because the area that was affected is on the coast, far away from the home. But the country that was most affected was Honduras. And Steve, our national director, and his team, a huge team, were able to get to this part of the country, and it's around 3 to 4 hours, and they were able to go to 4 shelters. That was like 2 weeks ago, and they were able to reach more than 1,000 people.
Wow.
And they were able to help with medical help, psychological help. We had doctors, psychologists, we had donations of food, hygiene, and much more. And this was because of a foundation that wanted to contribute. We had the Child Welfare Agency in Honduras, and we had other people, contributing to this situation. And NPH Honduras led this effort. So, the situation there breaks your heart. Thousands and thousands of people living in terrible conditions.
Yeah.
Hundreds of kilometers of, tents practically, supported by sticks, where thousands of families were living or are still living. So, very, very terrible circumstances. Drinking water, practically from
always a
bottles,
challenge.
It
very
was just
challenging.
Very, very difficult. And again, I'm so grateful and blessed that we are able to continue to honor the value that Father wasn't taught us, which is what you just mentioned, right? It's the value of responsibility. Responsibility comes from the word response. And we are responding to the need of the most vulnerable. And not only the most vulnerable children, Casey, most vulnerable humans.
And communities. And again,
Absolutely.
we're so blessed to be in that position to help. And that really goes back to a lot of you that are paying attention on the call here today, that have tuned in, that have supported NPH over the years and supported the mission in a way where we are now well positioned to be able to respond, have shared responsibility with those communities. So thanks to everybody who has supported NPH throughout the years, and again, enables us and Miguel and his team and the national directors to be able to go and support communities when there's disaster. That's an absolutely kind of critical component. And Miguel, just again, want to say thank you to you. And it just, again, reminds me of all those unspoken names and heroes that we have on the ground that are helping communities, that are helping at the homes. And it has been a difficult year. It really has been. But you know, this is Miguel, our Christmas special, and we do want to, I think, raise some good cheer as much as we can. But before we do, we just wanted to show a great video that we have of one of LaFern from NPH Haiti playing Amazing Grace on the guitar. It's a beautiful rendition of the song. We will be right back with you after the song. It's about 2 minutes, and you'll hear more from NPHI Executive Director Miguel Venegas in just a couple of minutes. Again, what a beautiful song, and thanks to LaFern for submitting that again from NPH Haiti. Beautiful rendition of a beautiful song, and I think really keeps us grounded as we kind of round out the year here, 2020. But as we round out the year, we look forward to Navidad and Christmas, and what an exciting time, you know, here in the United States, absolutely in Latin America. I can only assume it's, unfortunately, I've never been to an NPH home during Christmas, and maybe that should get moved to the top of my bucket list. But, you know, Miguel, I want to just ask you, what are your kind of memories of Christmas? And I'm sure you must remember a posada. Perhaps let's start there. Molly helped us kind of describe, you know, in the beginning of the webinar, what a posada is. But for those that may have missed it or kind of need a little bit more of a refresher, Miguel, can you help us to understand what the significance of the posada is and what is that?
Yes, thank you, Casey. Navidad, it's always great to remember Navidad, right? So these festivities remind us all of the pilgrimage that Mary and Joseph, took from their departure from Nazareth to Bethlehem, where they look for a place to stay and a way for the birth of baby Jesus. And
Hmm.
that's just a
Hmm.
great celebration to prepare for those for that posada. 9 posadas that, as Molly mentioned, starts
Yeah,
tomorrow
yeah.
and ends on the 24th.
Yeah, amazing. So, and in the posada, you kind of start at one station, or the group starts at one station, knocks on the door, asks for shelter, and they don't get it. They don't, the shelter isn't isn't granted. So they go to the next door, right? And the next door until finally somebody says, yes, there's room at the inn. And what happens at that point?
Yeah, the idea of the posada is that we would be singing songs, to request shelter for Mary and Joseph and the family. The family inside the shelter would sing back and say something like, I understand your need, but there is no
Hmm.
room here.
Mm.
Please don't bother us anymore. Go away. And so the group outside continues to sing, we really need help. We really need your support. We're gonna have a baby Jesus. And it's a few times back and forth until finally the family says, come on in.
Yeah.
And the way we do it, usually it's with one family, right? But we go station by station, house by house, home by home, in the different homes that we have in Mexico, in Miacatlan, in El Salvador, in Honduras, Guatemala, Nicaragua.
Uh-huh.
It's just great to be able to sing and be able to enjoy the posada.
Yeah, yeah, that's again, what an amazing and such a fun tradition. Not to mention it starts, days before even Christmas Day. So, great time. And you were telling me, I believe it was a couple of years ago that you actually celebrated and brought the posada to the United States. You, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Miguel, but we're studying in Yarnell, Arizona, and it was Christmas time, but you weren't at home, and you and other pequeños brought the posada and celebrated it, or I'm kind of murky or blurry on the details there. Help me to remember.
Yeah, so Father Watson, as you know, had this leadership program in Yarnell, Arizona,
Yeah.
and we would go like from July to June. So in the middle, it's December, it's Christmas, and we would be there, and we would be expecting, how do we celebrate Christmas here? And we say, let's do the posadas, and we invite our teachers, we're Americans, our godparents,
Yeah.
friends, donors, and it was just a great time to be with them. Just to, I remember, the Christmas carols, the breaking the piñatas,
Yeah.
getting candies from the piñatas. It's not only for children, by the way, right?
Yeah.
So
We all love candy.
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And at the end of the breaking the piñatas, we would get some hot chocolate with delicious bread.
Mm-hmm.
And we did it in Yarnell. We did it in Miacatlan. Oh, the famous bread, pan bola.
Uh-huh.
It's great. Whenever you go there, you have to taste it. So,
Yeah.
um, and finally, I mean, we didn't do so much fireworks on the 24 in Yarnell because,
Yeah.
I don't know
Not
how much.
yeah, it might disturb the the neighbors a
Exactly,
little
the
bit, right?
community, the
Yeah.
neighbors.
Right.
But in all of the homes, let me tell you, all of the homes, there is so much fireworks.
Oh,
That's
really?
the main tradition.
Yeah.
Burn fireworks, right?
Loud ones too, a lot of
Loud
times,
one.
right? It's all about the noise, the noise. And
Exactly.
but as we we know that, of course, not all countries in Latin America are the same. In fact, they're very different, and even regionally within countries can be very different. So there's got to be I would imagine very different Christmas traditions kind of in different countries, and they might not all be the same, or it might be similar, but some small differences. Have you noticed that throughout your time kind of as the director of NPH?
Yes, well, I remember when Father was on inviting me to open the home in Guatemala 23
Mm-hmm.
years ago, right? So we went there, and honestly, I mean, there was the tradition, the Mexican tradition, the posada tradition is a Mexican posada Catholic tradition. So Guatemala didn't have that tradition, and so I, as a typical Mexican, would go there and try to implement. Let's do a posada here. You
Yeah.
haven't done this? Okay, let me show you how we do it. And then we did it with Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua. But I want to emphasize something. In Nicaragua,
Mm-hmm.
they have this unique tradition of La Purísima. La
Purísima.
Purísima, I guess, is the purest
Yeah.
Virgin Mary, right?
Yes. Yes.
And and they call it la gritería, la gritería, the yelling or the screaming,
The screaming. Yes.
right?
Wow. Yeah.
And then this tradition is very unique to Nicaraguans, and it's very similar to the posadas, because it's also a novenario, I don't know, 9 times,
No. Yeah. Right.
So you do 9 posadas, and they do 9 griterías,
Oh,
or
interesting.
I don't know. Yes. So, every time they would go, they pray, they give thanks to the Virgin Mary,
Yeah.
and they would share things, candies, food with other communities, right? And at the end, they would sing, they would scream, and they would say, "Who causes so much joy? ¿Quién causa tanta alegría?"
Yeah.
Who causes so much joy? And the answer is the conception of Mary. So
Oh.
it's a great tradition. It's only in Nicaragua, and,
Uh-huh.
and if you've been in Nicaragua, you would know. But
Yeah.
it's just great. So even though posadas right now, they're all over the Central American countries as well. So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But on top of what the posadas, they also do the purísima with la gritería.
Wow.
You
How
know,
fun that must be, just yelling for joy.
exactly.
Wow. And I can only imagine too, as kids, what a fun tradition to be, introduced to and a part of. That would be just great way to let loose some energy, but also celebrate in an amazing annual tradition. So
And it's not only praying, so it's
yeah.
it's showing the kids also to share their belongings, their food to others, and
Hmm.
sharing their joy, to be thankful for the blessings that they have,
Yeah.
that they had throughout the year, so.
Right, right. And I just saw the other day that it sounded like there was a couple of university students, for example, at NPH Honduras, that were going to be supporting some of the Christmas efforts, La Posada efforts of NPH Honduras. Do you have any kind of details as to what type of celebration NPH Honduras will be kind of putting on this year?
Yes, so I mean, we really appreciate the efforts from the university kids, right? That they come and
Yeah,
they organize activities on the 9 days. It's 9 days. It's not only
yeah,
one day of celebration, so it's a lot. So
yeah,
we're really grateful for the university kids that they come. They organize game. They organize talent shows.
yeah,
That's great. That's huge everywhere in MPH.
yeah, absolutely.
What's the word? Impersonate
Yeah, or like cover songs maybe,
cover
right?
songs, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
with artists and singers, and
Oh,
or
yeah.
maybe just not sing but act,
Yes. Okay.
or
Yeah. Yeah.
dance. Whoever has good dancing skills, they would
Yeah.
do that. But it's just great to see in December, in the Christmas season, to see everyone coming together as a family.
Yeah.
in all of the homes, in all of the
Yeah.
homes. It's just really great to see that, and we're all looking for that. We're looking forward to celebrating together. This is, Casey, this is going to be a bit different this year
Yeah, I can imagine.
because in many homes, Peru, for example, they do a chocolatada.
Mm.
You
What's
know,
that?
so
It's like a,
so a community, a group, a family, two families, so they get together and they go to Peru. Sorry, they go to the NPH Peru home
yeah.
and they bring chocolate with a lot of bread,
Yeah.
and
Interesting.
that's the chocolatada. We're going to share with everyone inside the home our chocolatada, and they do also share toys and everything. But every home
Yeah.
has its unique, in particular um,
Yeah.
tradition.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, as you said, probably across the board looking different this year, but still not losing sight of those traditions and those, again, family coming together and those kind of core components of what makes Christmas Christmas. And, Miguel, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you, have you participated in a talent show? And if so, what was your talent?
Oh man.
I know. I had to do it to you. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I remember in Miacatlan, I did some, a little bit strange, but I liked a group of girls
hmm
that like to dance, and
Yeah.
so I disguised myself as a woman,
Uh-huh.
and did the cover song and also
Yeah.
dance. So that was a little bit embarrassing, but it was
Yes.
fun. It was just fun. It was just great. And then the next group, and then the next group, and then everybody just so happy to
Yeah.
see everyone impersonating someone, right?
Yeah.
So anyway,
Well, and you're kind of making fun of yourself, right? And just and again, amongst family. So it's kind of the safest possible space to have a talent show and have fun.
and many times, let me tell you this. So I did it as a boy, as a pequeño.
Yeah.
But I appreciate something from the employees because they do also disguise themselves. And sometimes, okay, now we're going to have the accounting team or the administration team or the TILs that they're going to come and do a talent show. So the kids enjoy how how full we look. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
anyway, it's just
Absolutely.
it's
Absolutely.
just a lot of fun, a lot of fun.
Yeah. And I would, just like here in the United States, we also have very kind of, and this differs, I think, family by family. I know my family, for example, has some really kind of traditional foods that have just been passed down from generation to generation. What types of foods will the kids be enjoying that come Christmas time? Is it, turkey or what are the specials?
That's a great question. You guys in the US celebrate Thanksgiving,
Yeah, right.
and you have turkey.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that tradition, honestly. I really love that tradition. It's just so great to show how thankful you are. We don't have that in Central America, in Mexico. But when we have the Christmas on the 24th, we have turkey as well, right?
Oh, really?
Uh,
Yeah.
and, and,
Mm-hmm.
and,
Mm-hmm.
and, and maybe you have turkey, but we have turkey, and that's where we express our gratitude for all the blessings we have had. And not everybody has turkey. Some homes or some countries prepare ham.
Uh-huh.
Others
Yep.
tamales, nacatamales,
Yep.
atole. And I don't know how to say atole.
Atole. Ooh, that's a tough one. That's more of a
Yes,
soup though, right?
it's kind of a chocolate, but in it tastes different,
Okay. Okay. I
right?
maybe don't
Atole.
know. I think I need to do a little bit more research. If it's food, I definitely need to research it more.
Yes. So turkey, ham,
Tamales.
tamales,
Yes.
pork,
Pork. Okay.
and sometimes chicken. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you want a special dinner, chicken is special for some of us.
Yeah.
So I guess it varies from country to country, and it varies on this situation, And so this time we're gonna have pork. Why? Because we got a donation from pork, or because we change the menu this time, or if people are used to turkey, then we're gonna have turkey. So
yeah, that's amazing. And again, it's also something that you mentioned there, which is Christmas is also a time to give thanks. And as we were just talking about some of the great meals that the kids are going to have, some of the great celebrations that the kids are going to have, these traditions that again, have been passed down. It's so in so many ways made possible by all of you who are listening in on the call today, and have been supporting NPH for so many years. Again, thanks to you so much. So thanks to you for supporting us. Thanks to you for, again, the Christmas celebrations, and through all of your support throughout this entire year. Miguel, this is kind of the end of our time here. I know it comes and it goes quickly, but I want to just kind of leave a little bit of space here for you. Any last comments before we say goodbye?
One thing I forgot, Casey, on this Christmas season, we or the children receive a gift, an individual gift, and we have a generous donor from the US who provides a gift to every single pequeño. That's just amazing. That's amazing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they go from I like a toy, or I like a pair of pants, I like a dress, whatever. You can have that individualized gift, and I really appreciate it very much, because you are being treated as individuals. So anyway, I'm just so thankful for that donor, and I just want to thank everyone because of your support, your continued support. It's just been a difficult year, as I mentioned. However, our fundraising family has been there. Our donors, our godparents, our friends are there for you, for us, so that we can continue to do the work that Father was on and God entrusted in us. So I'm just so grateful. And thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Absolutely, Miguel. And if you'd like to support further, please visit our website to contribute, nphusa.org/open home. I believe it has also been posted in the chat. Molly, great to see you. Love the hat.
I also want to say thank you to everyone who has been, been part of all these open homes, whether it's been one or this is your 7th one. Thank you so much. I want to echo what Miguel was saying. Thank you so much for supporting NPH this year. And I do want to say a big thank you to Miguel and to Casey for sharing more about the homes tonight and the holiday traditions. I would also like to thank our behind the scene folks who made this happen. They are the ones producing this episode. It's Meg Brockman and Kim Dumpke. So thank you so much. And if you would like to support our homes, please consider a special gift to our food program. This ensures all of our kids will have 3 nutritious meals a day and a very special Christmas dinner. Please visit nphusa.org/openhome to make a donation, or you can click on the link in your chat box right now. Please know your support is greatly appreciated. As Miguel shared, they traditionally serve turkey, tamales, and hot chocolate for Christmas. I'll be having Swedish meatballs, but the turkey does sound really good. This is such a very special dinner for our kids, and I look forward to it each year. So if you can help in any way, thank you, thank you. Again, nphusa.org/open home. So on behalf of everyone from our global NPH family, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a new year full of blessings and good health. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Jingle, 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 jingle bells. Merry
Christmas.
Navidad a NPH y a los padrinos un próspero año 2021. Adiós.
Mi deseo para Navidad es que el amor, la alegría y la paz en mi familia NPH siga creciendo cada día más. Feliz Navidad para todos los padrinos.
Quiero agradecerle por su ayuda y desearle una feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad. Hola, feliz Navidad. Yo quiero un teléfono porque me gustan los teléfonos. Hello, my name is Eklari. I want to wish you a wonderful Christmas. Besoin en poupée, en zano, en cheval, pour cadeau Noël moi. Merci.
Merry Christmas. Hey, hey, hey.